Once upon a time, in a small village nestled at the edge of a dense forest, there lived a young boy named Jack. Jack was known throughout the village for his kindness and adventurous spirit, but he was still growing into his bravery. He had a constant companion by his side, a loyal dog named Max. Max was a strong, fearless German shepherd who had been with Jack since he was just a pup. The two were inseparable, and wherever Jack went, Max was sure to follow. One crisp autumn morning, Jack and Max set out for their usual adventure into the forest. Jack loved exploring the winding trails, climbing the tall trees, and discovering hidden streams. That day, however, they ventured farther than they ever had before. The forest was peaceful at first, the sun casting golden rays through the canopy of trees and the birds chirping in the distance. But as they wandered deeper, the atmosphere began to change. The trees grew denser, the light dimmed, and an eerie silence fell over the forest. Suddenly, Jack and Max found themselves standing at the entrance to a dark, mysterious cave. Jack had heard tales from the village elders about the cave, a place said to be home to a wild animal, a creature that no one had ever dared to confront. Jack's heart raced, but he also felt a sense of curiosity and excitement. He wanted to prove to himself that he could be brave, just like the heroes in the stories he had heard. Max, sensing the boy's hesitation, stood tall and alert by Jack's side, his sharp eyes scanning the surroundings for any signs of danger. Jack knelt down beside Max, stroking his fur for reassurance. "What do you think, Max?" Jack whispered. "Should we go inside?" Max wagged his tail and gave a determined bark, as if to say, "We can do this together." Breath, Jack mustered all the courage he could find. He stood up and, with Max by his side, slowly walked into the cave. The air inside was cool and damp, and their footsteps echoed off the stone walls. Jack's heart pounded in his chest, but with each step he took, he felt a little braver. Max led the way, his nose close to the ground, carefully sniffing for any sign of the creature. Ventured deeper into the cave, they suddenly heard a low growl. Jack froze in place, his heart skipping a beat. Max, however, stood firm, his ears perked up and his stance strong. From the shadows, a pair of glowing eyes emerged. The creature was large, much larger than any animal Jack had ever seen. It had thick fur, sharp claws, and a menacing glare. Jack wanted to turn and run, but Max stood his ground, and Jack knew he couldn't leave his brave dog behind. Max let out a fierce bark, standing protectively in front of Jack. The creature snarled, but Max didn't back down. He growled back, showing his teeth, ready to defend his friend at any cost. Jack watched in awe as his loyal dog faced the beast with courage, even though the creature was far bigger and more powerful. Inspired by Max's bravery, Jack's fear began to melt away. "Stay back!" Jack shouted at the creature, stepping forward with newfound confidence. He picked up a sturdy stick from the ground and held it up, determined to protect Max just as Max was protecting him. For a tense moment, the creature and the boy stared at each other, neither one moving. But then, something surprising happened. The creature slowly backed away. It seemed to recognize that Jack and Max weren't enemies, but rather two beings brave enough to face it together. The creature turned and retreated into the shadows, disappearing into the depths of the cave. Jack let out a deep breath, his hands trembling but his heart filled with pride. He looked down at Max, who was wagging his tail as if nothing had happened. Jack knelt down and hugged his brave dog tightly. "We did it, Max," Jack whispered, his voice full of gratitude. "We faced our fears, and we did it together." From that day on, Jack was no longer known as just the adventurous boy. He was known as the brave boy, the one who, with the help of his fearless dog, faced the wild creature in the cave and returned home stronger than ever. And Max remained the village's hero, a reminder to everyone that true bravery often comes in the form of loyalty, love, and the willingness to stand by your friends, no matter the danger.